Hello, my name is Sonia Ross. I'm a psychotherapist, intuitive messenger, and author. And this is the August 2024 energy reading and numerology for Life Path 9. This is the August 2024 Life Path 9 reading and energy forecast. So welcome, Life Path 9. I'm very, very happy that you're here. So a couple of updates. Spirit wants me to let you know a couple of things. And I've said this as my little preamble in all my videos that for August and going forward, it's really important that you begin to hone in and tune into your own intuition. I'm a 9, you're a 9. I know we kind of like that stuff anyway. We can, not all of us, but we can kind of be drawn to that stuff. And also it's depending on what the other numbers you have around you. But I'll say this. So I know that 9s may be more open to this than other numbers. And so Spirit is encouraging us, you, to begin to maybe pull your own cards. It can be tarot, it can be oracle, and you can read the message for the day. But Spirit would really like you to do is to begin to free write your own interpretations, your own impressions, what you notice in the card. And if you notice something in a card, how does it speak to you? Spirit wants all of us to begin to hone our own instincts and our own intuition so Spirit can speak to us more directly. There's absolutely nothing wrong with watching videos and hearing what other people say. There's some wonderful people on YouTube who do this work, and they, can add a lot to people's lives. But Spirit definitely wants us to know to begin to having that first form of communication with ourselves. Second thing is that I'm using two new decks today, the Sacred Sheet Tarot and the Archangel Metatron Self-Mastery Oracle by Amanda Ellis. And so these are two new decks. I don't typically read my monthly readings for these, but that's the guidance I received. And thus far, it's brought through some really, really beautiful messages. And the next thing I'll say is that typically I have my second card is a challenge card, but I'm not doing that this month because Spirit says we're just reading about the energies of the month overall. And so I'm going to just talk about the energies overall, and then we're going to pull the oracle card from the self-mastery deck. Okay, so we are going to begin. And lastly, of course, remember, nothing I say is predictive or fortune telling. You have free will and your own power. Okay, and I've already checked with Spirit and have the right card, so we're going to begin. Okay, so the first card we have for you, Life Path 9, is Explore. So maybe, I don't know, you going on an adventure this month? Maybe going on an adventure. So Explore. The second card we have is Satisfaction. Interesting. So you have two cards from the same deck, or from the same suit already. You have a 9, right? You have a 9, and then you have a 12, okay? And then you have Alchemy. At the center of the reading, we have alchemy, and alchemy is transmutation and I was going to say teleportation. No. Transmutation and transfiguration. And this is the Magician card. So at the center of your reading, you have the Magician card, and you have the card of Great Transformer. So the alchemist, she can take all the things she's been given, even the garbage, and she can transmute it for her highest good. So that's very, very powerful. Very, very. And also, I'm getting a lot of feminine energy for you for the month of August, Life Path 9. And there's some male cards in this deck, but the deck is called the Sacred She Tarot. So she definitely tapped into the feminine, which is wonderful. But just that I've pulled all these cards and they clearly have female faces, just leave that with you as far as there's something about tapping into your own feminine energy. And feminine energy is always seen as a sexualized energy, and it's not. Our feminine energy is our receptive and intuitive powers. And so you hear misogynists basically talk about, they want women to be more feminine and this other stuff. What they really mean is they want them to be more docile so they're easily controlled. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the power of the feminine energy, which is for you to be intuitive, receptive, and in that powerful flow state of receptivity. It's very, very powerful. Trust me. Okay. Then we have the Union card. This is the third time this card has shown up for other for all other numbers. This is the third time. This card is very active this August. So excuse me. So there's definitely going to be a lot of energy of balance and union, which is really, really interesting. And the last card is resistance. Resistant. So they're telling you, don't be like stone, life path 9. And interesting, you have 2 9s here. You have this 9, and then you have this 9. Okay, so so 9s are also about completion of a cycle. So 9s are also about completion of a cycle. And you have 2 9s here, life path 9. And so you're completing some cycles. You're completing some cycles in regarding, maybe some earth-based matters. And you're also completing some cycles around some fire and some not fire matters, but some energy around certain things having to do with the element of fire is changing and transforming for you. And remember, I just said you have the ultimate of transfiguration figure, the ultimate transfiguration figure here in the magician, because the magician can transform anything. Okay, so this is very, very interesting. I'm curious to see what the oracle card is. I'm just going to go ahead and pull the oracle card now because I'm being curious. Spirit, Archangel Metatron, please give us the card for Life Path 9 for August of 2024. Please give us the card for Life Path 9 for August of 2024. I love this deck so much. It's so amazing. Beacon, shine on. Oh, so this is really powerful. And so you got this card, which is really, really beautiful. I'll show you in a minute. I'm just kind of trying to take it in. It's called Beacon. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So this is your card. And 4-4. There we go. And so in numerology, we have a couple of different master numbers. We have 11, 22, 33. And I have all 3 of these numbers in my chart. My first name, Sonia, comes out to a 22, even though in traditional numerology, that's not considered. You don't typically just do it on the first name, but that has resonance for me. So I vibe with that. And so my first name is a 22, and then I have 11 in my chart, and I have a 33 in my chart. And so for you, though, Life Path 9, 44 is also a master number. It's also it's a very, very powerful number. So the 44 is not often spoken about as a master number, but anytime a number is doubled, it is heightening its power and its impact. And so that is coming up for you, Life Path 944. And yeah. And also 4s in the numerology have to do with foundation and the foundation that's being laid and built. And so the fact that you got double 4s, 4-4, could be that Spirit's message is for you that you need to expand on the foundations that you've already built. Yeah, I think that's Spirit's message for you. You need to expand on the foundations you've already built. So we're going to go ahead and begin. Okay. Overall, the energy I'm getting is very, very interesting. And I'm very interested in the fact that you have this alchemy card in the beginning, the middle. Because I definitely feel there's some transmutation that you're going to be doing. And since this is a major arcana card, there's some significant transmutation that you are going to be doing, and it's going to begin a whole new cycle for you, especially since you have these 2 9s here, which are about the ending of cycles. Because in the tarot, like the 9 is like you kind of reach the penultimate of a cycle, and then the 10 is like its most not explosive, but it's the most expressive formation, right? Because you have the 9, which is like the penultimate of a cycle, so it's kind of usually at its full fulfillment, and that can be with the 9 of Swords, that can be with the 9 of Wands, that can be with the 9 of Pentacles, and that can be of the 9 of Swords, the 9 of Cups. It can be like the penultimate, like you've reached a certain threshold. And then when you go to 10, it's usually like it's completely burst open and it's about to start anew. And so it's saying here in the cards, you've reached a penultimate cycle in several areas of your life. Some the areas having to do with your earthly endeavors, so you're feeling very satisfied, and some maybe you've reached a level of um kind of maybe being fed up with some other things. Maybe there's some resistance that you've been continually bumping your head against, and it's been like bang, bang, bang. And now Spirit is saying it's time to move past that resistance into a new cycle. And that's why this alchemy card is here to help you transform and transfigurate. I'm not sure if that's a word, but I'm going to go with it. Transfigurate this new energy and these new cycles that you're about to begin. Because the magician is here, and then she's going to help you transform all of that energy and the difference in the new cycles you're about to begin in your life again. Yeah. And then the beacon card here is shine on. So we'll get to what the message is here, but let's see what Spirit has to say. Okay, Spirit, what would you like to say about the Explorer card? Okay, so Spirit is saying that the Explore card for you, Life Path 9, has to do with a new way of showing up and being, and a way to explore new sides of yourself. Like opening up yourself to a new way of being, a new curiosity, a new way of showing up and advocating for yourself, and a new way of just being more present in your life and speaking your truth, especially around matters that have to do with your physical reality. And Spirit is saying, like, I guess related to maybe possibly the matters of hearth and home. I just heard that, hearth and home. And to like really begin to explore and to really like look at what you have and what you've created. And as you're looking at things, hold on a second. Is there anything else you want to say about that card? Mm. So Spirit is saying, and as you're looking at things and you're exploring Life Path 9, you may be very satisfied with the things you've created on a material level, a physical level, and you may say, oh, okay, so I'm very satisfied, and you may feel a sense of satisfaction and enjoy that sense of satisfaction, but then also understand that we're going to begin a new cycle and some things have to be transmuted. What else would you like to say about card number 9, satisfaction? And that it's okay to immerse yourself in the deep satisfaction that comes from the experiences that you've had, that's what you've been able to create, whatever's happening in your physical world. But there's a significant amount of transfiguration that's going to be happening. You're going to be going through a process of alchemy, and alchemy is transforming everything, and even the garbage that we've got in our life. And when I say garbage, I mean pain, suffering, angst, things that have really wounded us, and transforming it into things that are for our benefit, and things that are for our higher elevation. And so that's why you have this alchemy card. And I just want you to take in this image here. Look how beautiful she is. So just remember, she has all the elements of all the suits. She has a sword. She has an eagle here. She has the water. She has the roots. She has all the symbols she has the passion and the fire. She has all the symbols of all the 4 suits. So she is here. But she's also accessing her wisdom, and also her inner divinity. So Spirit is saying all of this is accessible to you, Life Path 9. This access to all of this wisdom from the earth, from the water, from the water being the emotions, from the fire element. Everything is here to support you and nurture you so that you can go through this transfiguration process, this process of alchemy. Yeah. This process of clarifying your mind. Because we have the fire, we have the earth, we have the water, and she has the sword. And then she has the eagle sitting up on her head, talking about different higher levels of wisdom, because where the bird is. And then also at the card, you see the stars. That's reaching into higher consciousness. And so this is all what the magician can do. This is all what the alchemist can do. And she is here as the alchemist to help bring you to higher wisdom and higher truth. And Spirit is saying higher knowledge of yourself. And so this is going to be about, for you, Life Path 9, about bringing the two sides of yourself together. So you have two earthly cards here. You have two earthly cards. Then you have the alchemist, and then you have the union card. And again, as I pointed out in another video, in this union card, this is supposed to be the Two of Cups, but in this card, this is not only about physical, a union and collaboration. This is also about higher wisdom, because guess what? They have the rainbow overhead, and the rainbow is about rebirth. The rainbow is about new beginnings. And so I think what Spirit is trying to say to you, Life Path 9, is that you're going to, with your alchemy process, you're going to be stepping into a new union with yourself, a new union, and then of balance, masculine and feminine, yin and yang, and also new energies are going to be opening up over your auric field. Because you have this powerful woman here, this powerful energy being here in her full power, and the next card you have is union. And I believe for you, Life Path 9, it's about bringing two sides of yourself together and then getting that information from the higher realm. And also then Spirit is saying around, what do you like to say about resistance, Spirit? Yeah, so Spirit is saying, don't resist this process. Don't resist the process of alchemy, and don't resist the process of change. Don't resist the process of letting these two things go. And because they're complete. They're complete. And so now it's about beginning a new cycle and up leveling into a higher energetic frequency, possibly even a higher dimension, and things of that nature. All of us should be working all the time. And I know this is a big ask, but it's true. We need to be working all the time to up level our own personal frequency, and so that we can raise our own personal vibration, because that will make things for us much, much better, and it'll be a more positive experience overall. That's something that we all can do. We can all work to up level our vibration, but we have to be in the consciousness to do it. We have to be in the consciousness to say, oh, I'm going to do this. That's something that is not in anybody else's control. We don't have to look for outside sources. We can do that by connecting with Spirit and learning how to work on our own personal vibration. And that comes from inner balance, emotional regulation, and doing our own personal work. And when we do our own personal work and we're energetically balanced, our vibration will continue to increase, right? Because most people on the planet hover about 200 on a scale of consciousness, right? They hover about 200. And that's where fear, anger, all of the emotions that cause a lot of the conflict in our society reside. So our personal path can be working to raise our vibration, to get it above 200, and to continue to raise it. Okay, 1 second, please. So Spirit is saying, don't resist the process. Step into it and embrace it. Okay. So we're going to read from the book about 44. I'm excited to see what this says, Life Path 9. Master number 44. The master number 44 energy is linked to the angels and to you as an earth angel. That's not surprising for a Life Path 9. You are reminded that you are a beacon of light to the world, a place of refuge for those in the dark, and a port of call in the storm. The world needs your light as never before. This is for you, Life Path 9. Yeah, you're being called to something higher. You're being called to something higher. Definitely. The world, and as a 9, you probably already feel that call, and maybe you're having some trouble like feeling like how you actualize it and make it happen. So Spirit has some advice for you here, because 9s are about transformation, and 9s are about humanitarians, and they think about things on a bigger picture. They're not always just interested in their own personal self-interest. The world needs your light as never before. Look at the raging sea of humanity struggling to free itself from thousands of years of pain, so many holding up their hands for help, and so many drowning because they find no one signaling the way home, back to their own inner light. How are we to create mass awakening and change without people like you to help us? If you realize the power of your light, you would turn it up, not try to hide it. If you saw how many needed it, you would offer it fully. If you could see the difference your light makes to every single person you touch, you would never again doubt your true calling. You ask, but how and where and when? You block the light in you by waiting for the right time, the right circumstance, the right moment, when it is actually about just shining. Through difficult days and happy days, just shine, as you never know when it is needed and by whom. It will be noticed, it will be picked up on, and it will transmit its frequency to the right person and call forth the act of service that is needed from you. To be a beacon of light for others is to be noticed and to stand out. You cannot shine brightly. You cannot shine slightly. You either shine or you don't. And you do, and you will, and your light matters. It always has. You have a role just as much as anyone else. You ask, but how can the world ever change? It is by each person shining so bright that eventually the darkness diminishes. But the world needs many of you. No one can do it alone. You are all reflections of each other, building a much bigger light than you can ever imagine. Beacons lit around the world, switched on, active, joining together, feeding each other. When one person's light gets low, it is recharged by the next light beside it. Just keep passing the light and being the light. That is your role and your mission, and the angels and Metatron thank you for it. Without light workers on the ground, nothing is possible. But with each of you in place, everything is. And a new dawn can be born for the world and every light being within it. So shine your light. So that's the picture from the book, right? And here is the picture up close, right? And so I'll tell you what I've told my friends. When those of us who step into greater self-awareness and greater spiritual awareness, what we become is like, if there's a string of lights, we become another lit light in that string of lights. Like for thousands and thousands of years, as the book was saying, we have been suppressed, oppressed, and more people though are waking up. They're waking up their true identity as spirit. They're waking up their true identity as an energy being. They're waking up to their true identity as a multi-dimensional being, and they're starting to they're being lit from the inside. And so when we're lit from the inside on a string of light bulbs, we are another light bulb that is shining brightly, and that helps others around us to see. We don't have to always be, doing something super dramatic, but keeping our frequency high and continue to cultivate self-awareness is very, very transformative. And if you want to take it beyond that and go start studying how to open up your spiritual abilities, psychic abilities, whatever abilities you have that you prefer, that you previously may have poo-pooed and said you didn't want to work in, this could be part of it, but it doesn't have to be. But the simplest thing you can do and the most impactful is to keep your frequency high, because it's a light for others. So I think this is wonderful, Life Path 9. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful August of 2024. I think this looks really, really good for you. So if you'd like a healing session with me, I do offer those. I do a multi-dimensional healing modality. And so that information will be in the description down below. So my name is Sonia Ross. I'm a psychotherapist. I am a intuitive messenger and an author, and it's been my honor and pleasure, Life Path 9, to do this monthly forecast for you. I hope you have a wonderful August of 2024, and please take care of yourself. Peace.